Here are some different oil pastel techniques that you can try. So the first technique is heavy pressure blending. So heavy pressure means that you are pushing really hard, using a lot of pressure to blend two colors together. Okay, so I've laid down one color, my yellow, and I want to blend. I don't want to just overlap two colors and mix colors, but I want it to slowly change from yellow to green. So I'm going to lay down green pretty heavily next to it. And then as I overlap, my green is a stronger color, so I don't have to push quite as hard to overlap and transition into the yellow. So I'm slowly pushing lighter with my green as I overlap. So it's slowly going from yellow to yellow-green to green. Pushing hard the entire time. You just start to push a little bit lighter when you overlap. Okay? Next would be light pressure blending. So rather than pushing hard this time, you're going to push lightly, just letting the oil pastel touch the paper. You can still see the paper behind it. Then you would just overlap another color to blend those colors together, but they're not completely blended because you're not using pressure. Okay, you can still see the paper underneath it. That's a way to add some texture to your drawing. The next thing we will do is called Scum Bling. So this is where you are just making some rounded circle shapes as you go. So you kind of just make a bunch of loops nice and close together. Great way to make texture. Not taking too much time on these pretty small little circles. Then you would switch colors and overlap them. Again, this is a great way to make an interesting texture. And you can overlap 2 or 3 colors. I won't do too much more than that. Try a little red in there. Again, just circular motion with your wrist going nice and quick. This is called Scum Bling. Okay? The colors will blend together the harder you push. Then stippling is just using small dots or lines. I wouldn't call them dots because I kind of pull them like a line. So you would go and just fill in an area with small lines, little lines, and then change to another color and do the same thing and begin to overlap those lines, again making a really interesting texture. Just overlap those stippling lines, and you can do, I would again say, probably up to 3 colors together. So these are all my warm colors that I'm making my stippling lines with, and the harder you push and the closer together they are, the more those colors will blend. So that is stippling. And sgraffito, if you have a tool to do this, that's great. What you would do for sgraffito is lay down one color, very dark, okay, lay down another color over top of it. You would probably want to do the lighter color underneath and a darker color over top, so I'll do a brown over top of this. And then you would, sgraffito is scratching into the color, so you might use the back of a pencil or some kind of tool where you can scrape into this. And you could also make some pretty interesting textures with this. So I'm taking away that first layer of brown, and now I can see more of my red, and you can kind of draw into this any way that you want to. So those are just a few different oil pastel techniques that you can use. Enjoy!